Hello, and welcome to this, the third generation Volkswagen Touareg, the one they're saying is the most advanced vehicle of its era and one designed for the restless spirit. So let's get behind the wheel and see what they've done here. The Volkswagen naming convention is a rather interesting one. They often name their cars around powerful forces of nature, mighty winds, ultimately forces with a charge, and even that of tribes. This one, for example, the Twareg, is named after a nomadic tribe, which encompasses strength in numbers, ultimately power, and an understated charge, and it perfectly sums up what this new vehicle is all about. Riding on the Volkswagen familiar MLB platform, it shares a very similar chassis and ride to the likes of the Porsche Cayenne, Audi Q7, and that even of Bentley's Bentayga. And what this means is that the first thing which you'll notice when you drive a new Touareg is just how exceptionally smooth and comfortable it is. It really is like riding on a carpet here. It is magically smooth, and especially here in the Western Cape, where we have a lot of potholes and rutted roads, it simply irons out the bumps. You find that it also does a brilliant job of being ultimately an engaging drive. It feels dynamic, it feels planted, and it feels poised. You can really feel it through the bends, and whether it's driving on city streets like I'm doing at the moment, or going onto a bit of outdoor terrain where you're on the rutted, rough stuff, it just seems to do a brilliant job of ironing out the bumps. Where this latest third-generation Touareg has also stepped up in leaps and bounds is in terms of technology. It's now one of the most advanced cars on the planet in terms of safety systems and ultimately just what it offers. So in the cabin you get a beautiful array of materials, piano black surfaces, ultimately premium grade leathers and materials, and even this, a beautiful large length panoramic roof, which in a car like this is incredibly dramatic. You also get most of your vehicle controls centrally done with the large Volkswagen composition media, as I have at the moment, or if you spend an additional 75,000 Rand, you get the innovation cockpit, which is one of the biggest anywhere in the business. Now, controls you get used to, but it is really intuitive and impressive. Even on this, the composition, it's all touchscreen based. Slide through functions, you've got your hand gesture control, you've got the likes of Apple's CarPlay, Android Auto, of course you can have your streaming sources, brilliant satellite navigation system here. It's got all your clever toys for self-parking and your sensors and cameras, and even up front, here this doesn't have the virtual cockpit spec, but even still, I've got standard analog dials, but in the center a large color display with my navigation, media sources, everything you could wish for. So even if you don't trim it right to the top, it is incredibly well specced and packed with tons of kit as standard. The other area where you'll be blown away with the new Touareg is in terms of power delivery. Now, some time back I drove that Amarok, the blunderbuss, the V6 TDI, and that engine was an absolute peach of a thing. It's the V6 TDI turbo diesel, which produces 190 kilowatts of power, 600 newton meters of torque, and all mated to this large 90-liter fuel tank means that I'm getting incredible, impressive range. You also find it remains pretty fuel efficient over the week of testing. Remember, this is a large luxury vehicle, an SUV with 4x4 capabilities, and even still I'm averaging around 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers. That's an exceptional figure for a thing like this. So ultimately you find the engine really is a highlight of this vehicle, and I really don't know why more cars aren't doing what they're doing here. They've managed to pull off something very, very impressive in terms of a smooth, powerful drive that's commanding yet efficient all at the same time. With its fitting name from the nomadic tribe, the Touareg really does encompass a brute in a velvet glove. It is beautifully elegant and well crafted. It is in some ways understated yet bold and imposing. The interior is filled with cutting-edge technology and premium-grade materials, and it rides very much with the best of them. It's also priced lower than that of its major competitors, and ultimately it encompasses a very impressive overall package, and one which it's clear to see why the previous generation saw such big volumes globally. It may not be the biggest seller in our market, but if you're in this space for a luxury SUV, the Touareg certainly has to be on your options list to take a look at. From me, Jason of Technobot. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers for now.